Good day and welcome. I'm Stefan with Trending Update USA, bringing you the latest in tennis as the excitement builds toward the WTA Finals. In a fascinating development that has sparked debate across the tennis world, a renowned tennis icon has drawn a surprising comparison between American rising star Coco Gauff and none other than men's legend Novak Djokovic. The statement has ignited conversations across sports media, fan communities, and social platforms, with analysts dissecting what this comparison truly means for Gauff's growing career and for the broader evolution of the women's game. As the WTA Finals approach, this discussion adds even more intrigue to what is already shaping up to be one of the most anticipated year-end tournaments in recent memory. Coco Gauff, at just 21 years old, has become one of the brightest stars in tennis, captivating audiences around the globe with her maturity, athleticism, and fierce competitive spirit. Since bursting onto the scene as a teenager at Wimbledon, where she stunned five-time champion Venus Williams, Gauff's ascent has been nothing short of extraordinary. Her ability to perform under pressure, adapt tactically, and display emotional control beyond her years has drawn comparisons to some of the greatest champions in history. And now, with a tennis legend likening her mindset and work ethic to Novak Djokovic, the world number one who has redefined consistency and mental strength, the buzz surrounding her potential has reached new heights. According to reports, the comparison emerged during a recent interview when the tennis icon was asked about the qualities that separate good players from future greats. The response was strikingly direct. "Coco Gauff reminds me of Novak Djokovic in how she handles pressure, how she stays composed even when she's behind, and how she turns matches around with pure mental focus. There's something special about that." That statement immediately caught the attention of the tennis world. To be compared to Djokovic, one of the greatest mental fortresses in sports history, is a compliment few receive. Djokovic is known for his iron discipline, tactical intelligence, and unmatched ability to win under the most intense pressure. For Gauff to be mentioned in the same breath suggests that her evolution as a player has reached a level of psychological maturity that rivals even the most seasoned veterans on tour. Fans quickly took to social media to react, many agreeing that the comparison was fitting. They cited her US Open victory as a prime example of Gauff's mental toughness, recalling how she lost the first set in several matches during that run but managed to fight back with unwavering determination. Her resilience, her calmness between points, and her ability to stay tactically disciplined even when facing adversity were traits long associated with Djokovic. Others pointed out that Gauff's growing dominance in baseline exchanges and her improved return game mirror some of the hallmarks of the Serbian champion's style. Still, not everyone agreed. Some fans noted that Gauff's game is distinctly her own, characterized by explosive athleticism, speed, and a more aggressive forehand dynamic that differentiates her from Djokovic's controlled precision. What's undeniable is that the comparison underscores Gauff's rapid transformation from promising teenager to elite professional. The tennis icon's remarks came at a time when Gauff has been demonstrating career-best form, particularly on hard courts where her movement, defensive anticipation, and counterpunching ability have matured remarkably. Analysts have been quick to observe that her recent string of consistent performances, including multiple wins over top 10 opponents, signals a player who not only possesses technical skill but also the mental resilience that defines champions. Djokovic himself has often emphasized that tennis is as much a mental battle as a physical one, and Gauff seems to have internalized that philosophy. As the WTA Finals draw near, the spotlight on Gauff has intensified. She enters the tournament as one of the leading contenders, backed by a wave of confidence and growing public admiration. The comparison to Djokovic, while flattering, also sets high expectations. The WTA Finals represent one of the most mentally demanding tournaments of the year, featuring the top 8 players in the world in a round-robin format that tests endurance, strategy, and consistency. It's an environment where composure and adaptability often determine success, much like the ATP Finals that Djokovic has dominated throughout his career. For Gauff, this will be an opportunity to showcase the same mental strength that has drawn comparisons to one of the sport's greatest champions. Coaches and analysts have weighed in on how the comparison reflects not only Gauff's playing style but also her mindset. Gauff's coach has long praised her professionalism, noting how she studies matches, reflects on her performance, and seeks constant improvement. This analytical approach is reminiscent of Djokovic's own preparation, where attention to detail and mental conditioning are as vital as physical training. Gauff's ability to remain grounded despite rising fame also mirrors Djokovic's early career discipline, when he transitioned from a talented youngster to a multiple Grand Slam champion. Both athletes have faced intense scrutiny early in their careers, both have managed public expectations with maturity, and both have demonstrated the capacity to evolve continually, a key ingredient in long-term success. Media reactions have been equally intense. Prominent commentators have described the comparison as a testament to Gauff's growing legacy. "We've seen glimpses of greatness in young players before," one analyst remarked. "But what separates Gauff is her consistency of focus. Even when she's not playing her best tennis, she finds ways to win. That's Djokovic-like." The sentiment was echoed across multiple platforms, where pundits discussed how Gauff's adaptability, her ability to change strategy mid-match and adjust to opponents, reflects the qualities of champions who dominate for years. Gauff's ability to blend aggressive shot-making with tactical patience is now considered one of her defining strengths. What makes the comparison even more interesting is the generational and gender contrast it bridges. Djokovic, representing one of the most dominant figures in men's tennis, has spent 2 decades redefining longevity and professionalism. Gauff, meanwhile, represents the new era of women's tennis, young, fearless, media-savvy, and driven by purpose. For a tennis legend to draw parallels between them is not just a compliment to Gauff's individual ability, but also a reflection of how the modern game has evolved. Today's young players are learning faster, developing mental resilience earlier, and embracing a holistic approach to performance that blends athleticism, intelligence, and psychology. The WTA Finals will be the perfect stage for Gauff to demonstrate why she's being compared to a player like Djokovic. Facing a lineup of world-class opponents including Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, and Jessica Pegula, Gauff will be tested in every aspect of her game. Her ability to manage pressure, stay focused in tight moments, and handle long rallies will be under the microscope. If she can replicate the mental composure and strategic patience that Djokovic is famous for, she could very well make a deep run and solidify her position as one of the leading forces in women's tennis. Beyond the immediate tournament implications, this comparison has also sparked broader discussions about the evolution of mental strength in modern tennis. For decades, male and female players were often evaluated differently when it came to mental resilience. Djokovic's career, marked by an unmatched ability to recover from deficits and thrive in long matches, has become a benchmark for psychological endurance. The fact that Gauff is now being measured by that same standard signals a shift in how mental toughness is recognized and valued across genders. Fans and commentators alike agree that Gauff's generation of athletes is redefining what it means to be mentally tough in a high-pressure, media-saturated sports environment. Gauff herself has often acknowledged that mental discipline is a central focus of her training. She has spoken openly about her efforts to manage expectations, stay calm during tense moments, and focus on self-improvement rather than external comparisons. Her maturity in handling the psychological demands of professional tennis has impressed not only her coaches but also former champions who see in her a reflection of the same mental fortitude that propelled legends to greatness. "What she's showing at her age," one commentator noted, "is the type of emotional intelligence that separates good players from future legends." As conversations continue, fans are eagerly anticipating Gauff's performance at the WTA Finals. Many believe that the comparison to Djokovic could serve as additional motivation for her to elevate her game even further. The idea of embodying the mental strength and competitive spirit of one of tennis's greatest champions could inspire Gauff to push herself beyond her limits. At the same time, it's clear that she remains firmly committed to carving her own path, defining her career on her own terms while embracing the lessons and inspirations drawn from those who came before her. It's also worth noting how such comparisons reflect the evolution of tennis as a sport where mental preparation is now as critical as technical skill. Both Gauff and Djokovic are products of an era where physical fitness, tactical awareness, and emotional control are interwoven into every aspect of performance. Coaches emphasize visualization, mindfulness, and psychological training as essential components of success. For young players watching Gauff, the message is clear: greatness requires not just talent, but the discipline and inner strength to endure and adapt. Off the court, Gauff's influence continues to grow. Like Djokovic, she has used her platform to speak about issues beyond tennis, addressing topics such as equality, youth empowerment, and education. Her articulate and thoughtful communication style has earned her respect from fans and media alike. This ability to balance athletic excellence with social awareness further enhances the comparison, as both athletes have demonstrated that success extends beyond trophies. It's also about impact. As we look ahead to the WTA Finals, all eyes will be on Coco Gauff to see how she channels this growing recognition. Can she live up to the expectations that come with being compared to one of tennis's greatest mental warriors? Can she translate that mental strength into performance against the world's best players under the brightest lights? The answers will unfold soon, but one thing is certain: Gauff has already proven that she belongs among the elite, and her journey is just beginning. This comparison has effectively redefined how fans view Gauff's career trajectory. No longer seen merely as a talented young player, she's now part of a conversation that places her in the lineage of greats who combine physical excellence with psychological mastery. As the sport continues to evolve, figures like Gauff and Djokovic represent the modern ideal of the complete athlete, one who embodies power, intelligence, and emotional control in equal measure. For now, as excitement builds toward the WTA Finals, Coco Gauff stands at a pivotal moment. The world is watching to see if she can not only match the composure and focus that earned Djokovic his legendary status, but also bring her own unique fire and energy to the grand stage. Whether or not she fulfills that comparison immediately, her trajectory suggests that greatness is not a matter of if, but when. And as tennis continues to evolve, one thing remains clear: Coco Gauff is not just chasing titles, she's shaping the future of the sport itself.